So growing up in New Jersey, what did you think of the Rangers?
It was heated rivalry. Like to think my Devils got the best of them a couple times, but no, obviously they're a very good team. They have a lot of skill, so it'll be a good test for us tomorrow.
What's it like to look down at the other end and see a guy like Shesterkin in a game?
Yeah, you're gonna have to be ready, and he's probably one of the best, if not the best goalie in the league. So, you just kind of go out there, focus on one shot at a time, and just try to stay in the moment.
As a goalie, what stands out to you about Eber's game?
Probably just his composure in the net. He's never really too scrambly, and he's got a little bit of a swagger, a little bit of confidence to him. So, we're just going to want to get pucks to the net, get as much traffic as we can, and make his life difficult.
What's your swagger at right now after how you started the season?
It's feeling pretty good. Just trying to stay, level-headed, and try not to get too high. And when you're down, try not to get too low. It's just about trying, giving a consistent effort day in and day out. And, Curtis and I have been doing a good job of staying on top of some things. And, I always think that there's a couple things I can continue to work on, and we've been hammering away at that on the ice here.
I think we do have a big work game so early. What's it like mentally for you, the preparation, that sort of thing?
It's kind of the same thing. I mean, I try to stay in the same routine day in and day out, try not to change too much. Pretty easygoing guy. So, for me, it's just kind of get ready, get my pregame nap, get my same meal in me every day, and, take care of my body and let the rest take care of itself.
What is the same pregame meal? Yeah.
Just some pasta, chicken and rice, and some veggies and Caesar salad.
What are you working on these days? It looks pretty good. Like, your game looks pretty solid. Like, where do you see room for improvement?
Just little areas, little crease plays around the net, just tracking pucks. There's a couple long lateral plays that, we've been working on, just trying to stay up, try to go, side to side on my feet and just try to stay as big as possible, be able to locate that puck.
So it's probably the number one reason you signed here was to play more. Like, when's the last time you felt like you had this kind of opportunity?
Probably not since I was in the American League, I guess, with San Diego a few years back. I kind of was the starter there and had a nice stretch of games.
Your numbers have been pretty good, like, for a long time here. What's the biggest challenge getting a chance for you? What have you found to be the biggest roadblock?
I mean, honestly, I've played in front of I've been behind some pretty good goalies. Gibson, Bob. So, they had a track record, and I kind of knew what to expect going in when I signed in Anaheim and I signed in Florida. And the biggest thing for me is just trying to stay ready. And when you do get an opportunity, just try to make the most of it, and that's what I'm trying to do here.
What do you remember about Domi from your London days?
He was just always a hard-nosed player. He was extremely skilled. I think he was 17, 18 years old in his draft year. And, he was always one of our leaders, great guy, and, happy to be back with him now here.
How smart is he on the ice? He's a pretty versatile guy, can bounce between center and wing. He doesn't seem like it bothers him at all. Like, how smart is he?
No, yeah, he's great. You look at the way he plays defense, plays offense for us, and I think he's got 5 or 6 assists here this year. So his playmaking ability is uncanny, and you look at his shot, he's got a great release. So you can see why the success has translated for him early in the season here.
When we spoke to you right before the season, you sounded so excited to play in that first game. What happened? What kept you out?
Yeah, just a little bit of groin tightness, and feeling better now. So right now I'm just focused on coming back and helping this team.
When did you know it was an issue?
That day, I think. I'm honestly not too sure. It was a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, it was right around that time. Wasn't good enough to go. So just been focused on getting back.
How do you park your frustration when that happens?
I think anytime you get injured, whether it's a very big injury, very small injury, I think there is that kind of initial emotion that's a little bit of frustration, a little bit of disappointment, and all those things, and that's natural. I think that's pretty human, and you kind of let that come for a bit, and then you focus on what you can control and what you can do. So since then, I've just been focused on doing everything I can possibly do to get back to 100% as soon as I can and help this team.
Was it something that popped up in that specific practice, or it had been something that maybe you had been feeling, or was it just?
Truthfully, I don't want to get too much more into it, if that's okay. Just focus on getting better now.
What did you make of how Stolarz and Hilde did while you were?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. The Giants came in and did really well, so it was great. It's great to see Stoli and Hilde have that success. It's been awesome.
Do you have a target in mind, Joe, as to when you feel like you'll be able to get back into game action?
Like I said, just really trying to take it day by day and stack good days on top of each other, and obviously excited to get back.
Do you see it as more bad luck for you, or is there any lesson that you can take where you're pushing too hard type of thing? Or?
No, I think there's always lessons you take from everything in life. From my end, I'm very happy and confident in the work that I put in and what I do and my habits and details. So from that standpoint, I've been proud of what I've been doing. So with that, I'll take some lessons from everything. I think that's the hope in life, is that everything can teach you something. So.
What's the dynamic like amongst the goalies when it feels like a pretty open competition for the net?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good, pretty healthy. Obviously, we're all on the same team, all have the same goal, bigger purpose. So everyone's trying to be the best goalie they can be and try to support each other in that.
What was it like to see Berube get his first NHL win?
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. He deserves it. I watched the work he puts in and the habits he has, and it was just a matter of time before he got in and started to have success.
What's the key to hitting the ground running when you have a bit of an absence, especially at the start of the year? When you do get back, what are going to be the keys for you?
Yeah, I think I've had experiences like this before where maybe in the past I'd be a little worried for it, but I think I trust myself that I prepare the right way, and I trust I can come in and do my job when it's time.
What was your sense of the group today?
We just got to be a little better at execution. Obviously, I'm positive we're going to change it around. Enjoy the rest of the day, recover, and be at it tomorrow.
Yeah, what's it like? The schedule's been pretty light, right? Yeah. What's it like when you have a week like this?
It's kind of awkward. I know it's going to get pretty heavy as it comes on. I think we just got to be mentally prepared, given these days that we're not playing, to be sharp when the game comes.
Yeah. What was the feel with John and Pontus the other night?
I think we were trying to get used to each other. I think last game was kind of hard, not really sustained offense, but I'm confident in our line to get going next game and to kind of build on chemistry and confidence. Obviously, Johnny's coming back from being sick and he's going through that, but I'm confident in our group. I'm confident we show up in the game, kind of learn from last game, and hopefully build on something next game.
What stands out to you about Shesterkin?
He's a really good goalie. I mean, he's very mobile, very, he reads the puck very well. I mean, he's a really good goalie. I think we got to get in front of his eyes and not make it easier for him tomorrow.
What's impressing you the most about Stolarz?
He's big. He's massive. He just holds the net. I mean, he covers so much of the net. He's a very patient goalie, very elite in net. He's been very good for us.
I'm wondering just what the feel is amongst the forward group. Max has been out. Ryan has taken a seat. Bobby started as a scratch. What's the internal competition feel like?
That's fine. I mean, you always got to compete in practice or whatnot. Those things you can't control, though, because everyone in this lineup, is good enough to be in the lineup. And, it's just the way it goes. And, yeah, I think everyone's taking a good job of it, and we're working hard in practice and games to stand in the lineup.
What's Craig like? He's the reputation. He's a pretty direct kind of guy with his messaging. How have you found him?
Like that, just very direct. I mean, he keeps guys honest. He gets the best out of us. You don't want to be lackadaisical in practice like that. You want a coach that's hard on you and expects better, and that's what brings the best out of us.
How did Woll look to you today?
Good. Yeah, he's out there with us, which is a great sign, and seems like he's really heading in the right direction. All good.
Do you have a sense of a timeline for when he might be ready for games?
Sooner than later, I would think. But you got to kind of take it day by day still. I think it's important here after practice just to see where he's at, and I haven't talked to him yet, so we'll figure that out.
What have you liked about Anthony Stolarz? You probably would have seen him a little bit in the Western Conference, but what have you liked about him? What do you know about him?
Well, I had him in Philly as a young guy. He was young then, though. But again, just same things I've talked about. He's obviously big in that with his size. Real calm demeanor, and he's making the saves he's supposed to make, and he's fighting in traffic. There's a lot of net front in these games, and again, his size really helps out in that area, and plus he's fighting through the traffic to make the saves too in a lot of the plays, which is good to see.
What have you liked out of Connaughton's game the first 3 games he's played for you?
I thought he played well. Moving the puck and doing those things, he's capable of doing that. He's a good puck mover. He's a good playmaker. He can make plays. He sees the ice pretty well. And for me, it's all about the defensive side of things. He was killing penalties, which was good, and he did a good job. And making sure he's strong defensively, strong in the battles, winning those, because that's important, because that's what we need from him.
Tavares is maybe not at 100% coming off that illness. What was your sense of his line the other night? What's the next step for them to grow?
Well, I know it was a tough game, Johnny T, with, being sick and not skating much, but, that line's got some speed for sure on the wings. You got Holmberg, who's a versatile center wing, either position, so you got really two face-off guys in that line. And, you got two guys that are, really good down in their own zone defensively. So it's a good makeup of the line. I think that we haven't gotten the real makeup yet with Johnny being sick, and Robbie's a worker. Robbie's got speed and he works, and Holmberg's a solid two-way player. And Homer and I have talked. He's got to be better too. I think that he had a real good camp, and he's not happy with his last two games, and he'll be better.
It was a bit of a circus last year when the Rangers came in with Rempe and Reeves. I mean, you got into your fair share of fights in your league, but where does fighting fit in the modern game? We saw a dip, and then it's kind of on the rise the last couple of years again.
I think, you go out and play the game. You're that type of player, Ryan Reeves type of player. You're physical. You're doing your job. You're mixing it up, banging bodies hard in front of the nets. Sometimes things happen. And guys like Ryan Reeves and Rempe who play that way, and they're physical on the forecheck, and they're going to take the body. Sometimes the other guys take reaction to it, and they're willing to drop their gloves and fight. That's really what it boils down to. There's other guys that, they play the game hard, but they're not willing to do that side of things, and that's where I think fighting is. You go out and play hard and physical, and sometimes things happen and the gloves come off.
Kind of a weird schedule. Kind of a weird schedule this week for you guys. Saw you, stop and practice a few times. What's your sense of the group and what it takes to stay kind of sharp heading into this?
Yeah, we don't want to get complacent, right? That's the biggest thing. Staying sharp. I stopped it a couple times. Just execution for me. Being sharp and executing. It sort of goes back to the last game, 5-0. You take your foot off the gas a little bit. That's where we got to get. We don't want to do that.